people sitting here still talking about this test. They talk about that test so much. There's got to be a lot of relevance in it. That's why I say it's something. It's an indigenous. It's an indigenous. Uh, it's an indigenous. There's some test that royalty people got to do that's indigenous or something. A few. Let's just call it a fuel test. It's a fuel test. The problem was with that, I don't know what exactly the problem was. A lot of people got involved, a lot of people was immolated, but I think that was supposed to be how it worked. But the problem is that a lot of people are, the problem is a lot of people is, it was an indigenous test, but it's like you got 5 different energies of frequencies, and 1 out of 5 talk bad about the test. All the rest of the energies talk like the test is a necessity. And then it's an indigenous something. It's an important test. I wish I had some real Indians around me I could go walk up to and talk to them about it. It's an indigenous test. It's an important test. But the problem was people were stealing money. People ain't doing right by it, and they pretty much sacrificed me. And they acting like they giving me something, but they ain't giving me nothing. And I think that it's supposed to be like instructions and all that stuff. They didn't do that neither. They gave it all to the opposite. Or something. Or she knew about it and just didn't tell me. She had it and knew about it because she happy when I do it too. It's just like somehow they copied and pasted me the wrong way or something. So that was wrong. Nah, I was not doing the test because of that though. I knew they were doing that. My family messed that part up. But then whoever kept choking and rolling, they were overly doing. I think that was even part of it, but they was overly doing it. Somebody kept doing it. Somebody was doing like they was addicted, addict or something. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I know. Somebody kept overly doing it, and that's what got on my nerves because it's like it's energy coming. It's an indigenous test, so it's like a fuel. I'm gonna call it a fuel test. It's another name for it, but I'm not saying that online. It's a fuel test. So when the energy comes around in this test, you're supposed to hit it, and when you hit it, you gain all the fuel from the from doing the test in that moment. Anybody can't do this test. It's gotta be in your blood to do this test. It's an indigenous test. So, that's like my flame. My flame should have been coming over here talking to me. Even if she was on some other stuff, she's supposed to have been coming over here telling me what was real and what was fake. I mean, not what was real and what was fake, but she supposed to have been dealing with me somehow. Not sexually, but she know the information that I was supposed to know. So let's say they swapped me out with her. The information she knew I was supposed to know. That she wasn't giving me no information, nothing. They would just let me fly blind. But they had bad intentions for me. So that's what messed up that whole plan. So it was like, okay, it's pointless for me to even do the test. You're gonna keep trying to doppelgang me and take me out, you might as well say. So, okay, who cares about what y'all got going on? So, but in this test, it was a legitimate, it's supposed to have been done test for like getting respect, like from the indigenous realm. like getting help from the spiritual indigenous realm, which is important. Gotta be important. You must know something like that. Gotta be important if you gotta live in this world. You know, you're talking about spiritual pressure now. You know. So anyway, so these people, somebody kept doing the darn choking and the rolling like obsessively, and it wasn't just 1, 2, 3. It was a group of people doing this. I guess they were trying to get money or whatever. So, and the way they choke is through tension. So they doing some kind of magic spell, probably, I don't know. But anyway, or through food, you know, through kitchen, malevolent kitchen magic, whatever. But anyway, so the energy, let's get back to the facts, how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to do it on this window, in this window of time, and you're supposed to collect the fuel, the energy from that moment when you do it. The problem is when they choking you, somehow the parts miss you. Like the fuel miss you. Cause they're trying to find, like, it's like beat by measure. And they choking you. You know what I'm saying? They choking you, trying to keep it going. Oh my God. Somebody was just somebody wasn't supposed to be in this picture. And they wasn't doing it right. And it wasn't my flame. I give my flame hell, but I like my flame. You know what I'm saying? I love my flame. She just bad. You know? I love my flame. She just bad, you know? Ain't nothing you can do about it. She my opposite. And she just so bad. She just so bad. But she my opposite. If I had a need an enemy, if I had wanted an enemy, if I could choose an enemy to have, let's say if I was a superhero, and, you know, you got Batman, you got Joker. Well, you know, she would be that. You know what I'm saying? She would be my opposite. She would be the enemy. It wouldn't be a male. It would be her. You know? She'd have to clean up a little bit, though. But she would be my opposite. You ain't never seen no superhero like that. I ain't never seen nothing like that. The opposite, but, you know, I'm talking about real life stuff. Let's bring it realistic. Let's say, this is like a gangster movie, and it's mobs and gangsters in this movie, and it's big time gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Just as big as mobs, but they ain't mobs or something like that. But whatever. And then it's another gang, they mobs. And let's say I'm the mob, and she like the gang, or vice versa, don't matter. But we always got to come together to face each other and deal with each other, because the war amongst each other done got irate. So now we got to come together and cause troops with each other, you know, something like that. So when they call me and they call her, ain't no war. We got so many people that walk with us, come with us. And it's like a pact agreement to stop the war. But we don't like each other. We don't deal with each other. But we got love for each other. We sisters and brothers or something like that. Just on two different sides of the field. But anyway, that's a pretty good movie. But I think John Wick almost had something like that. He would have. But somebody, anyway. But so it's like in this energy, you collecting this indigenous stuff. So it's important. It's important if you're supposed to do it. I think it's important. Everybody can't do it though. It ain't for everybody. Don't do it. Don't even do it if you ain't chosen to do it. It's some kind of chosen royalty thing or something. It's an indigenous test. It's an ancient test. For right now, I'm gonna say it's important until I hear from God again. For for right now, I'm gonna say it's important, but it's something I gotta pass in the test. Whether I do it or don't do it before I can get that answer, you know. But when I get the answer, I tell everybody. But so that's how it works. So it's legit. It's straight. You know what I'm saying? It ain't the test. It wasn't the problem. It was whoever kept choking. Somebody in the Congress, all these different people. I know y'all doing it for money. Y'all should have left that alone, though, bro. Some of y'all. One thing I don't understand about people. See, Money. I didn't know Money had his own deity until I've been studying him recently. I didn't know Money had an entity or something like that. Some of y'all got too much money and still going crazy to get it. Did you impressing your friends? Did you impress your surroundings? You don't even need the money. And you in the way, you so in the way. You won't get out the way. You got all your power, you walk in there, everybody. I think this is what it is. I saw it in the street when I was in the street. You walk in the scenery and everybody looking at you and stuff said, there they go. There they go, like y'all emulating me to do that. But you ain't me. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't been nowhere. I walk around in this house, that's far they let me go. I'm in prison by God, you know, which is a good prison. But anyway, the Money has an entity, you know. And it's like y'all worship money, and what it is that when you walk, I almost forgot, I skipped everything. When you walk in that scenery and you say, everybody said, there they go. Yeah, there they go. There they go right there. Oh, that's them. Everybody like, what's up? yeah, you got money, so you want to kiss the tail. So these people, it goes to their head, bro. You know, most people grow out of that, mature out of that, and move on, and never look at that scenery again. But some people just feed off of it. You want to walk in there, and that's what's going on, bro. And you the one that can do the choking? Yeah, I'm the one that can do the choking and the rolling. And choke them out, man. However y'all do that silliness, bro. Get all the money. Look, honey. That's what don't make sense, though, man. You make all this fuss about that situation in the forest of a man the whole time. A lot of y'all just doing tension magic. That's amazing. That's why I used to argue with teachers and stuff about this. I used to say that all the time. I said, you spend millions of dollars to get drugs off the street and spend millions of dollars to put it right back on the street. We'll never get nowhere like that. I'm telling you, I'm at a part in this world where it's really matrix, where you plug it up, plug it in, plug it up, plug it in. It's like, this is not no real, this is something, this is a disciplinary planet. No matter what discipline field you gotta be in. Like, one thing I learned in it is this, that if you come on this planet and revelation ain't crunk up or nothing like that, you better wholeheartedly go by the way Jesus pretty much told you to do. But if you gotta apply the Jesus method through the normal life of the world, revelation and rapture and all that. But when revelation hit and rapture hit, it's other certain rules I think that's added. Maybe, I don't know. I'll know it when when this situation is over with. But it's certain rules different to certain energies that's woke that I think they gotta deal with. They gotta endure. I think they gotta endure for a limited time or whatever. But anyway, like I said, this fuel, you get this fuel, which is good for the float. Well, you get this fuel and I don't know, y'all. I don't know, Cause see, for me, I started for other reasons. I started for binding reasons. Somebody was taking over me, or they was swamping with me, and they was trying to, and I couldn't guarantee that. Don't get me wrong, my energy always come back, but the way I felt that was doing, that didn't feel good. That felt like something was taking over. You know what I'm saying? It felt like my mind was changing and everything. Like, to the normal person, y'all wouldn't notice this. But to a person like myself, that's really in tune with a higher self, you know, that's really vibrating pretty high, I notice when my energy. See, to a normal person, it just looks like you going through this emotion. You'll probably say that it's like smoking weed. You feel this little high, you feel this little strangeness over you. But to me, it wasn't like that. To me, that strangeness that I was feeling was taking over, and we're gonna continue to. It's like changing. I tell you exactly what it was. It's like changing drivers. That's how it felt. It felt like changing drivers. So you gotta think when you changing a driver or passenger, that's serious. It's serious business right there. And that's like my flame. I don't think I would change my flame like that. Not to the point where I would have to get rid of her wholeheartedly. I don't know. I have to talk to God about that. Because her energy and my energy don't forsake one another, even though we beef with each other, you know, somehow. It's hard to explain it, you know. That's probably what was going on. Somebody was trying to bury one of us. I don't know if I could do all that. I don't know if I could do all that now. No, I don't know if I can do all that. Because my flame, her energy dominates everybody's energy, bro. Me and her, and then she might not like, we might be, we just, like I said, brothers and sisters that really don't like each other, but she'll come and check on me even though she knows she ain't supposed to be around me, which is brave. Which is brave, you know what I'm saying? She'll come over here and check on me even though she knows she done all this and she know who doing all what. She'll still come and check on me, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thought. It's the thought that counts. A lot of people just talking, and I'll never ever see these people. But she come through, you know what I'm saying? So it's a huge difference, bro. You can't. So it's like you asking me to swap you out. You want my energy, but you don't want to look out and help for real, for real. She do. Even if she can't give, yeah, she's still in there taking this, taking that. Okay, well, at the end of the day, she know how to, you know, she know I'm alone. She know I'm by myself. And she got the heart enough to come through every now and again and check on me. You know what I'm saying? That's good enough. You know what I'm saying? That's good. I ain't seen her in a while. I think I saw her last night, though, with her friend. Her beneficial friend. But I think I did. If it was, but I don't know about burying her. That's what I heard. That's how it felt, though. It felt like somebody was changing drivers. Changing, no, I don't know about that. Because ain't nobody else showed me nothing realistic. No, I couldn't do that. It's like somebody was trying to bury one of us. I felt like I was the one being buried, though. I felt like it was me that was getting buried. That's why I stopped doing the test. It was like somebody was merging me. All right, let's say I like using my cousin. He might not be doing it though, but since he was in my energy that while back, I use him every now and again. But I felt, let's say my cousin Mario was taking off. I don't believe this now. I don't think none of my cousin and nephew doing as much as they was doing no more. But since y'all was in my end that first time, I'm gonna utilize y'all in these lectures. But it's like he was taking over, and I was fading out. That's what it felt like. So I just left that alone. I was fading out because it went from the root chakra to the crest chakra. They done already vacuumed all my root chakra up. And it went from literally from the root chakra to the crest chakra. I'm like, what is this? So I left it alone. And the energy's still talking about it. Well, you know, I ain't never had, you wasn't helping me anyway in this life. My whole life been bad. The spiritual energy be talking to me, they be talking junk. You ain't gave me nothing, ain't never gave me nothing. Because I bind it by somebody. If you gave me anything, it went to the other person, it didn't go to me. So I ain't never felt no good out of nobody, no energy outside of God and Jesus. That's it. When my ancestors and stuff try to help me, it don't come to me. It goes to whoever bind it to me as a child. I never get it. I had to work for everything. So when my ex-wife put me in this and took me off, I worked for all that. I worked for everything. So if I had to go get it again, I had to go back and work again. I'm just staying here doing this test for God, because the key is the kicker. The problem with this situation is I can't be touched and I can't be around people while God doing whatever's going on in this situation. I can't be touched and I can't be around nobody. So that's why people in the stadium, I think, and you know, it's still under this, you still got so long in it, whatever contract this is. So it really don't matter. And that's why so many people in the stadium be saying, do the test, do the test, do the test. They probably know this stuff. That's why that's why I give them hell though. I be saying all this other stuff about them, but they pretty much legit on why they saying do the test. It's a relevant test. But the problem is too many people trying to destiny swap with me, like literally trying to take, because you gotta think, if they keep doing that choking and tension, one, they ain't want me to get out of here, okay? And they trying to, converge. They trying to emerge me with somebody that's already out there, and they just gonna leave me here to die. They want to take my energy and everything. That's almost like selling your soul. So I stopped. I can feel that, and I can feel that in any sin though. That's the thing about me. I'm vibrating, so I can be out here doing drugs, and I can feel when I done the drug, like literally, when you do a drug so much, you can feel that entity. That's when your heart finna get seared. That's when you finna really go through a little change. I don't like doing that because you gotta lose your wings, and then you gotta go get your wings back. See, people think it's a joke about that wing stuff. It ain't no joke. It's magic you have tapped into that you finna lose, that you're not gonna recognize until, you might not even recognize until you lose, when you lose it. But if you're in an organization and you lose your wings, you'll recognize it, because the organization gonna teach you how to use your powers. And you gonna realize, wait a minute, before I did all this stuff to get into this organization, if it's a dark organization and you gotta do rituals and you gotta do all this other probably satanic stuff, well, you're gonna lose your wings. You're gonna lose your wings. You're selling off your wings. And that's power that you haven't recognized. And you're not gonna recognize it until you get in this thing. They're gonna say, well, okay, we're gonna show you. They already know who you are. And they're gonna teach you how to use your gifts. But they would have been a lot more, greater if you'd have used them before, if you'd have recognized them before you joined up in that, whatever that is. And see, I learned that through the streets. You're doing drugs, selling drugs, or whatever, murdering, whatever the case may be, whatever you got going on in the street. I just seen people change, whatever, because when we was on the street back in our day, we stayed on the block all the time. So everybody is amongst the people on the block, different blocks amongst different people, killers, gangsters, just gangster thugs, you know, everything that comes with the block. And you always on the block. You on the block so much, you get dinner sent to the block for the whole block. You know what I'm saying? So, so you see the energy, like let's say somebody on drugs, and you on drugs. You on drugs real good, you feel good, and you see, I'm chasing that fur high, whatever. But, you know, you you doing it out of moderation. You're not on it bad. You're just having a good time. But this is a strong drug, and you on this drug to the point where you can feel something in your body saying, you go back, you can feel a shift in your body. This is before you need the drug to go to bed and to get out of bed. Once this shift happens, you will need this drug to go to bed and get out of bed because you just lost your wings. Your ancestors just dropped you. And that's how I felt in that, Ted. It felt like too many people doing, man, like something, I supposed to get something. And I ain't talking junk about it because I'm sure one of my exes sacrificed me. So I'm not saying nothing about it. So when you sacrifice, you dead, you don't get no mail, you don't get nothing. You out, you don't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't get nothing, you don't know nothing. You just dead. You the walking dead, you're a living dead, you know? So I ain't complaining about it. But with that being said, I don't got no instructions. I don't even know what y'all got going on. You know, I ain't signed up for it. I'm already in enough trouble. You know, I don't want to earn. The only thing I truly own that I cherish is my soul. And it feel like whatever y'all got me doing, I'm gonna lose my soul for it. Because there's so many people. It's like, let's say my family got a list of people around me they want to swap me out with. And with whoever my ex sacrificed me, whichever one of my exes sacrificed me and put me in this game, was the perfect time to do all that. And that's why I left the test alone.